Ozark to order. This afternoon, we're going to begin with the public hearing declaring certain property at 206 Plum Street a public nuisance. So I open this public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak for or against this property at 206 Plum Street, a public nuisance? Okay, I will ask, has the property been cleaned at this time? Okay, so with no one speaking for or against, no one else to speak for or against, I call this meeting to a close. Okay, next we will have a proclamation for Juneteenth. Mayor?
Okay, I'll read it here and then we'll take a picture down front. Denise, will you take a picture for us? Ozark Juneteenth Community Celebration, honoring freedom and empowering unity, rejoice, reflect, and remember. Whereas Juneteenth, a holiday commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans in the United States, recognize the triumph of the human spirit over the cruelty of slavery and honor the resilience, strength, and cultural heritage of African Americans. And whereas Juneteenth also serves as a testament to our commitment to inclusivity and unity, and recognize the valuable contributions of African Americans to our society. And whereas the city of Ozark, with a population of 14,313 citizens, include a vibrant African American community representing 31% of its residents, this holiday holds a special significance and purpose for the citizens, for the city and the citizens. And whereas the Ozark Juneteenth Community Celebration aims to bridge divides and promote a greater sense of belonging and accepting within our community by recognizing and celebrating our shared history and strengthening the bonds that unite us as fellow residents of our city. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mark Blankenship, Mayor of the City of Ozark, the county seat of Dale County, do hereby declare or proclaim Wednesday, June 19, 2024 as Ozark Juneteenth Community Celebration Day in Ozark, Alabama, honoring freedom and empowering unity, and urge all citizens to bridge divides, strengthen bonds, and connect with each other as fellow residents of this great city.
All right, so that we can take a picture.
You all know yes, it would be wonderful. Come on, then. Oh, I love you, Dean. Come on, Rita. Come on, I don't know what to do. Yeah, Bob. Come on up here.
I'm not even supposed to be.
Tell them about the event tonight.
Okay. I'm over the I'm Winnie Frazier, and this is our second year of Juneteenth. Last year, I had noticed that throughout the Wiregrass, communities were having Juneteenth celebrations, and we were not doing anything in Ozark. And for those of you who know me, know that I love Ozark, and I love the people of Ozark. So I said, we need to do something. So I organized the event last year, and with the support of a lot of people, a lot of donors. We had a great celebration last year. We had over 300 people to show up last year, women and children, and it was a great time. And so this is our second annual Juneteenth community celebration. It will be on the Court Square. We hold it right there at the amphitheater, and we have music, and it's all free, and it's food and entertainment. And this year we do have some additions. We will have it's called a gaming truck. I wanted to do something for teenagers. 13 to 15, because the bounce houses there got a little bit too old for that. So I found this guy out of Fort Looker. He lives in Enterprise. He has a gaming truck, and it's phenomenal. The kids go in there and they play the video games. And it's really great. They have the lights and the sound, so we wanted to do that, and got a lot of other support from additional vendors this year. So we're going to have a great time. If you're in the city, tell your family and friends to come out and learn. It's not just for the Black community, it's for the community of Ozark. Come out and learn about the history of Juneteenth. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. The mayor sneaked in last year around from the back, but he's going to come again this year. So he didn't want me to put him on the spot and say anything. So, and thanks so much. I mean, there's so many people that I need to thank. Councilwoman Simicek has just been phenomenal. I mean, I harass her all the time about opening up the doors and the amphitheater, and so many of you all have supported this event. And thank you so much. Next year, I will be calling on you for some sponsorships. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't say the time is tomorrow from 3 to 6 in the afternoon. 3 to 6. Bring your lawn chairs.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, I will see you tomorrow to help open up, and then so 3 to 6 tomorrow, and we are all praying for better weather this year.
Yes.
We got soaked last year, but hey, it went on for a good while last year before we got shut down. All right, so at this time we are going to go over the agenda for the 5:30 p.m. meeting. So after a call to order in the prayer and pledge of allegiance, we will then review the minutes or approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on June 4th. Council members, do you have any questions about those minutes?
No.
Okay. After that, we will set the agenda. So item number 5 is the certified local government agreement with AHC. So Mayor, would you like to speak on that?
Sure. This is actually as a result of the letter that we sent in to the Alabama Historical Commission asking for this, and of course they are in agreement. And what it does is it opens us up to some grant opportunities. So we better do some things downtown.
Thank you. Council members, do you have any questions for the mayor on that agreement with the Alabama Historical Commission?
No.
Thank you. The next is the Ozark City Board of Education board appointment. Mayor?
Yes, I believe I sent out 3 resumes to y'all. I think Winston sent a couple. I think, Brenda, you sent one, I believe. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I think we had several good applicants. It's in y'all's court. Y'all got to decide who y'all want to appoint.
Yes, so council members, this would be the time to speak up, and then at the next meeting will be the actual, when I say council members, do we have a motion? So what I wanted to do at this time was we received multiple names, and so I don't want one motion going out and then somebody saying, well, I wanted it to be this person and I wanted it to be this person. I want this time to be that, so that we can have that discussion and have everything kind of set at that time. So that we're not having a rush to make the motion. So at this time, I would let you guys start your discussion. We did have, just so that everyone knows, we did have a number of people and all the council members. Have you all had a chance to review all of the bios and resumes that were sent in? I want to give anyone that sent one in, congratulations to you, because this is not an easy decision. And there are so many worthy candidates in our community. There is not one where we were able to say, no, never mind. So thank you so much. You have not made it an easy job for the council.
And Brenda, let me add one thing. Regardless of who you pick, we're going to have another one, looks like, in the near future. So these same people can be considered again if they don't make this.
Yes.
Mayor, what is the next replacement that I saw here?
I believe it was Mr. Higgs. I can't remember the date right off. I think he's 25.
Well, no, it's actually, he's 27.
Yeah.
Leslie Reader is.
Leslie Reader is the next one that will go off,
That
yes.
was Leslie, I'm sorry.
Yes.
That'd be next.
May the 1st. Okay, so I will open up discussion for that.
Well, I don't think it's no secret about it. I have recommended Linda Hiller as my first alternate, you might say, for that position. And secondly, would be Lynn Sanford. Now, Linda Hiller had taught in the Ozark City school system for many years. She's a retired educator from the school system here. And Lynn Stafford, he was the Carroll High School over the ROTC department, you might say, for years over there as well. He's now retired. So they're both good recommendations from out of the Ozark City school system.
Okay.
And you all have their bios and resumes on each of them.
Anyone else?
We'd like to put forth Ms. Tamika Benson as an option for the serve on the school board.
Okay.
She has children in the school system. She works closely with all of the schools with her job. We have, each of us have received her bio in the email to read in detail.
I have not received them, but because when I met,
Do you want me to pull it up for you?
Yes. So
They'll have to resend them to me.
Yeah, if one of you can let.
Chris knows, I think, how to maybe do it now.
You've also been quite busy this week, sir.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I will just, where you'll know, she has one going in the 5th, 7th, and 11th grade, I
I'm
believe.
just trying to pull it
So
up.
that means she has 3, she's involved in 3 of the schools, is what I'm saying.
Well, with children, and then she works at Lisenby through her profession.
Yeah.
So she knows well the system, how it works, and the administrators will be there.
She also works closely with the court system, being one of the HR.
Councilman Peralta?
Yeah, it's so many good selections we can choose from, but Tamika just kind of rang out to me on that for my choice at this particular time.
There it is.
Yeah, there.
Do you mind? I'll take that.
Yeah. It was a forensic research program.
Thank you. Just so we're not having to forward and do all that. So here's this, and then it's going to have everyone, with the exception of Stan.
I got his too,
Okay,
but I
okay.
don't have the
So
other.
this is the one on the one that they are saying right there. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of time to read that one.
And if you need it bigger, you can just take your fingers, make it.
When was that sent out on Benson?
What's the date on that?
The 24th.
June 24th?
It was sent with the 2 others.
We haven't been doing 24 yet.
Oh, May.
No,
Hey,
No, it was sent.
just go by this day.
The date is June 19th. June
Sorry.
19th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at their
Well, what's that date?
It was the one from Mark when we sent attachments.
Tuesday. It was sent on Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
It didn't have a title. It didn't
It just
have
had
a,
those attachments.
I'll get it sent out to you.
you know that.
Yeah,
Would you
June
like that
11th was
one? Would you
when,
like to read it, Winston?
Okay. You said the date was last Tuesday.
Was it last Tuesday? Yes, last Tuesday.
yeah.
Okay.
There were 2 others attached to that one as well.
I will say it's the one, it was sent with was it Ice Warp? Technology?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
that,
yeah.
so
Yeah. You
you
have to
have to
download
click on
it.
the link
Yeah.
on it.
They didn't come, the attachments didn't come how they normally come.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
threw me off too.
That's, we were just discussing that before the meeting, the new technology. Okay. Okay, so give y'all just a moment to get that up.
Get that guy's name. What was the other guy's name? I received one other,
Me?
no, from somebody.
But, James King?
Yeah, James King.
And then
Yes,
there's,
so
Chadwick Cruz, that one.
yeah,
I didn't get
was, I
it.
think that was.
It's with that one, with Tamika. That's it.
and Donna Tharp was another one we
Yeah,
got
I
too.
got it.
Oh, you already-
I didn't get Tamika Benson or the other.
It came June the 11th. I don't know what day of the week that was.
It was Tuesday, it was Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
It was right after a court facility.
Okay, so in the interest of time, I can extend the time between the meetings so that you guys can look at all of the bios and resumes in the in-between, so that you can make that, important decision, okay?
Oh, tonight?
Yes,
I
because tonight is the
thought
important.
you said we wouldn't do it.
No, it's
We need to
tonight.
have-
Yeah, we have to do it tonight because of the
Training.
training.
I just like to place some special emphasis on something to be considered here. Right now, we have, out of the 5 school board members, we've had 2 minorities on that board. That has not always been the case. It just so happens that at this particular time, the board member that we're about to replace happens to be a minority. Now, what I want everyone to consider is the demographics of the Ozark City school system, because it's highly important. As we all know, across the many years, 20 to 30 years almost here, we've had the plight of students, particularly white students, out of the Ozark City school system into the county school systems. I don't think it's a secret to anyone. We've lost them to Ayrton, Skipperville, to the point such that we've had people building homes and moving towards Skipperville. We've lost some to private schools in Dothan and the like. Again, to the point whereby the majority of the Ozark school system has trended toward blacks, a minority, becoming the majority in the Ozark City school system. Now, I'm saying that for a reason. These kids that we have in the Ozark City school system, it helps for them to have someone sitting on the board and in higher places of the central office, you know, as far as principalships. It helps to have someone sitting in those places, not all, but some places, who look like them. Because it gives them an aspiration that, well, I can excel to that level. But when these kids don't have anyone sitting in the hierarchy that looks like them, psychologically it affects them to the point whereby they lose the desire to achieve. You see what I'm saying? Now, I think it's just true.
Okay, so I will, but I don't disagree with anything you're
Right.
saying, but the 3 names are also minorities.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I understand that, but I just wanted to echo why we need to keep it at least 2 out of 5, if you know.
We haven't recognized anybody that's not a minority.
yeah, all 3 of the
It's
people.
listed
that
as a
just named-
minority.
I was just listening, okay, I understand that,
Yeah, okay.
but I was listening in and wanting to echo that point of view across the board. So when we make this consideration, we take that into account.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. All right. So I will give a little bit more of an extended time so that everything can be put there for that consideration. Item number 7 is, so Director Ward, will you come up? Because this is what I'm going to do. Item 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 all kind of have to do with the same thing. But also we have the memorandums that were adjusted. So
Yes.
you'll just kind of give an overview and then,
Okay, this is for the transport ban agreement with, Dale County, Dale Medical Center, Ozark Health Rehab, Oakland Manor Province Home to be the agreement to do transport for them. The only thing that's different on what I gave you was the last paragraph, I think it's paragraph number 4. We had the mileage on the front, so we had to separate that out because of some changes with Medicaid. But it's all in the building on that last sheet. So that's what we're gonna refer to. That's the way everything will be billed out to each of those entities. So that's the only thing, and I'm just asking y'all to approve it so we can get that transport van up and moving.
So this is the non-emergency transport van?
Correct, non-emergency, that is correct.
So it's the one that we purchased a while back, so it's now up and running so that if somebody in a non-ambulatory situation needs to go from Providence.
Yeah, within the next few weeks, we will have it up. That's why we want to get that approved, and we will have it up. It should be back this week from getting letter, and so we should be ready to get going here in a few weeks.
Okay. Council members, do you have any questions for Director Ward on any of these MOUs?
Very helpful.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ozzy, if you will come up. Items 12, 13, 14, and 15 are job descriptions for Parks and Recreation. So if you will speak on those for us.
Sure. So since last October, there have been a few changes in personnel at the Parks and Recs department. These job descriptions are reflecting the new or the current needs of the department and the positions that we need to get things done.
Thank you. Council members, do you have any additional questions for Ozzy on any of these? Okay, I have one. So are these people who are already in this, or it would have to be?
3 of these positions are already filled. The one position we're still looking for is the athletic supervisor. That position is vacant.
Okay, so then it would just be advertised and then
It is being
somebody
advertised,
goes-
yes.
Okay. That was my question. So, council members, any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just I apologize, I forgot wording on something. Okay, item number 16 is an executive session for pending or threatened litigation. So Attorney Adams.
The executive session will be to consider pending litigation and good name and character, both of which are permitted under the executive session legislation.
Thank you so much. And that was the other, I couldn't remember, it was good name and character, but then I was thinking of another reason, so that's why I was looking up really quickly. Council members, so just note that number 16, we will be going into executive session, so someone will have to make that motion for us. But then after that, we will be done for the evening. So at this time, Mayor, do you have any final comments? Oh, no, just kidding, just kidding. At this time, we'll go out into the audience. Do we have any department heads in attendance that would like to comment on any of the agenda items this evening? Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to speak on any of the agenda items this evening?
Yes, I would.
Yes. Would you like to come up to that mic, ma'am? Will you come up?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Charlotte. I would like to say, when you were talking about using 3 of the blanks, I'm speaking for my niece, Winnie Frazier, who have been in the community. Oh, you may not be, but I'm just I'm just speaking, because it's my niece, she's very smart, very intelligent, and I'm speaking on her behalf, whether she takes it or not, but I'm speaking for someone who loves the children, just like her mother, and who works in the community. You can see that. And I'm speaking for her right now, that she would get, I'm talking about somebody who comes to the meeting, who's here, who's always here. And you got to have people that's involved. When you go to, speaking of people, some of the people you may get may not be in, come to any of the meetings that you all have. But this is just what I'm speaking. I'm just putting it out for you may not be there.
Thank you, Ms. Charlotte. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak on any of the agenda items this evening? Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on any subject in particular this evening? Okay, so with that, now I will go to final commentary from the mayor.
Okay, I want to let y'all know we are continuing to work on different projects on the Holman House. I know y'all received a letter back some time ago about that. It's a slow go, but we're all working on it. The M60 tank that we talked about in last meeting, and I presented y'all 3 different locations. We kind of switched locations, and we have asked State DOT to give us permission to put it in the right-of-way of the corner, kind of next to Hardee's and the gas station. And they seem to be interested in doing that. They just had to run it up the chain. The helicopter's on the right-of-way.
Across from McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay.
And the thought process was, somebody could be traveling, going up and down the road, they could, most anywhere they pull in there, they could walk over and take pictures with the tank and that kind of thing. So we'll see, we'll revisit it once we get an answer, but Representative Klaus is helping us with that. He's helping us with DOT. Y'all don't forget the baby box unveiling Monday at 2 o'clock. And if you get a chance, there is a video that shows where the little service they did at another one. So pretty interesting if you want to go watch it. On our car wash, we got already completed our agreement on that. The car wash guys made a decision to change the way they were going to handle the water, meaning they won't recirculate as much, so there was a much greater water usage, so we had to redo that agreement, but it really didn't pertain to y'all, it was just the utility board, so I just wanted y'all to know that. They will be using a lot more water than what they had first anticipated, so, which is a good thing. The sewer project there in front of from the old Arbor down to Parker is getting really close. We have a meeting on the access road project on the 28th. Hopefully get that kicked off as far as getting the road bid. Project here in the old shopping center is well underway on construction. They're really doing a lot of work on that. The Andrews apartment development, they're actually putting floor cover down and doing landscaping. They're going to be ready to open that up fairly soon. Of course, the Taco Bell is under construction. We moved what the utility board had to move out from under it to get them started, but they're making good progress on it. The new mural that we talked about, we got the first draft of it. We got to work on it a little bit. We'll present that to y'all. Start the flag program on Thursday, if the weather permits. 569 flags going out. Y'all don't forget, August the 12th, make sure you put it on your calendar, is a reception for the new commanding general, Claire Gill. The village is subdivision up north of town. They did start clearing the lots, 3 lots in that development. Tomorrow we have Ozark 101, it's public works, it's compliance. We did have 2 joint meetings with the school board already, so hopefully we made a little progress with that. Don't forget Freedom Fest on July 3rd at 4 p.m. on Fort Nolasale. And I think I passed something out to you where I'm doing the state of the city for the chamber on the 27th at 11 a.m. Y'all, or where you can come to that. And George Gonzalez, the project that we put together, actually 2 years ago now, I guess it was, he has submitted all his paperwork. He spent like right at $172,000, I think, on that building. The building looks great. He's lived up to everything he said he would do, so he's ready to write us up, and I'm rounding this. He's ready to write us a check for about $73,000. As soon as you have the deed, Rick.
We got it on the calendar.
Okay. I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Infinger.
I just want to say my praises to the EMS and fire department. Had a little bump in the road last week, and they are professional, I'm talking about, and they took care of it. I think they're the reason I'm probably here today. But I just want to thank them.
Thank you, and we are thankful for them, for you. Before I go to Councilman Jackson, I apologize, I missed your hand to go up, so if you would like to come up and speak.
No, excuse my appearance, I had to do some work before I came here. I'm Dr. Martin, I'm the pastor of Christian Faith Fellowship Temple on Andrews. I took over as pastor from my father, and I grew up in Ozark. I've been here all my life. I came back from retirement out of the United States Army, and I'm a little disturbed. I'm with Ozark, and I love Ozark, but I'm a little disturbed because Ozark used to be a place that a lot of us teenagers, we would stay here. There was so much to do, and all of that has been taken away from our youth. And somebody mentioned, we mentioned about people moving away. People are going to Dothan. People are going to the county schools because all we have is fast food restaurants. There's a lot of minorities here in Ozark that need better jobs than fast food. And we need some plants brought into Ozark. We're not competing with Enterprise. We're not competing with Dothan. We're not competing with the surrounding community. Ozark is just one of those places, if you come in, there's minorities that can't drive all the way to Dothan. They can't drive all the way to Enterprise. And so how can we help our people that have been growing up in Ozark and being part of Ozark all their life? Well, let's bring better jobs here, not fast food, all right? We have plenty of fast food, I promise. We have plenty of fast food. We need jobs that are gonna provide for minorities, not just minorities, everybody in Ozark. I mean, everybody, times are hard. What happened to the plants coming in? What happened to jobs that actually bring a career to people's lives? We don't have that. And I think we need to kind of do some kind of business analysis and in competing against our surrounding areas. This is why we have people leaving. So what are we doing with the youth? What are we doing for the youth? We're taking it away from the youth. If we had things available for them, everything for them is in Dothan, Enterprise. We have nothing here. Even our nobody goes to basketball courts and stuff anymore. I mean, we have nothing indoors. We took away the skating ring. I mean, that was a big thing when I was coming up, hanging out at the skating ring. We have no movie theaters. I mean, if you're hurting on money and you can't even get to work, you don't have money for the other enjoyments either. So I would just say, let's as a whole start looking at.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Martin. I would encourage you, one, welcome back. Welcome back to town. I would encourage you to go come and listen to the state of the city, because one of the things that this administration has done Ozark Economic Development Corporation has worked tirelessly with the city to provide economic incentives for businesses to come in, and we've had, under our terms, plants come back into the city with higher paying jobs. So I would encourage you, set a meeting with the mayor, set a meeting with ODEC, do something so that you can see what we are doing, and then realize that even from an outside perspective, and I think even from a little bit of the city's perspective, there is some of that, but please know that there are plenty of people in this area working to try to bring those jobs to Ozark. So I would definitely encourage you on that.
Can I make a comment as well?
Yes.
In the meeting that we had with the school superintendent and a couple of school board members, I challenged them to let's put a program together to where we can get our businesses linked up with these high school kids that are coming out that are not going to college. There's plenty of jobs out here. We got Ecor, Brittany Times, Motorbill. There's places on Fort Rucker right now that's trying to hire. I know one kid that graduated from high school on Friday. He started on Fort Nova Sale at $18 an hour with a construction company out there. Our problem is we're not communicating and making these kids understand and exposing them to the opportunities. But we're trying. I mean, there's lots of jobs in all of those areas that these kids can go to work. It's not just fast food. We're working with one out on the airport right now that we hope to land. I think it's 165 jobs that he's thinking he'll need over a period of time. But there's more happening than you probably realize. But I just want to pass that on.
Thank you. Okay, so now I will circle back. Councilman Jackson.
Yes, I want to first state that Pastor Martin called me, and he's looking forward to doing an event called Feeding Ozark in November around Thanksgiving. And he specifically asked me about utilizing the Open Everett Park, and he alluded to basketball, and I'm going to sort of mention it to the mayor again. Our basketball courts at Open Everett Park.
We're getting prices on it.
Yeah, chipped away with asphalt, but yeah, we really need to do something about that. I also want to go back. I know the mayor mentioned we had the joint meetings between Ozark City Council and the school board. I want to be clear that I did not attend any of the meetings because of the mere fact that they were not advertised and open to the public. And I felt that that was a need, that they should be open to the public. Now, from the very moment I ever campaigned for this job, I've always tried to let the citizens know that I would be transparent, I would be open and honest in all my dealings, and that is what I intend to adhere to. These were not, I advocated for there to be a joint meeting between Ozark City Council and the school board. Yes, it would have to be advertised. Yes, it would have to be open to the public. These were not joint meetings between the entire board of either, neither the school board or the city council. And I'm saying this so that if it's out in the open, everyone knows where I stand at. When you're meeting two school board members and two council members here and there, then you're defeating the purpose of the intent. Your intent is what we call serial meetings. And that is something that I did not want to be a part of. I would still like for this council and this Ozark City School Board to have a joint meeting together, whereby it's open to the public and the issues can be addressed for the two. But I did vote in the last council meeting when it came down to a school board member, and we did have it on the agenda. There was a motion to table the appointment of the school board member. I voted no to table it because I was ready. I also recall back over a year ago when I voted to table the library board appointment because I was not ready, and we only had one minority on that library board who resigned, and we needed to refill that position with a minority. But I was told that I was making it racial. No, I wasn't making it racial. I was trying to make sure that minorities had a seat at the table. Right now, we do not at the library board because, and I will say it's an all-white library board, but it's almost like taxation. Taxation without representation has been wrong since the Boston Tea Party. You just need to be represented. We want a voice at the table. If you don't want to have a voice there, then don't tax them. You know? But it's the same, I don't understand why we tabled the school board appointment. It was said that it was so that we could, or so that the council could meet with the school board and see what the school board wanted in a board appointment. We never met with the library to see what the library wanted in their board appointment. My point is, if we're gonna do it, let's do it for everyone. Let's do it for the utilities board, the hospital board, you know, every board around town. Let's meet with that board before we make, to see what that board wanted, because that was the comment that was made at the last council meeting. We're gonna defer the appointments so that we can meet with the school board and see what they wanted as far as the school board. What type of person? Well, I guess you all found out. I didn't attend any of the meetings that was had, but my point is, it seems as though every appointment I make, it cannot go through. I mean, you all, and I heard it stated, Madam President, you said that the person that was picked by, I guess, a couple of you was a minority. Well, I don't know about the hand picking, but I picked two of myself.
Well, I mean, I just looked at the list
Right,
that's
I understand.
Everybody presented was a minority.
I understand.
She sent it in herself.
And I picked two, I submitted two. But I just don't want it to be the case that Winston can't pick a minority. It's gotta be picked for him.
Nobody said
Okay,
that.
I'm saying it because it seems as though that's the case.
One thing I want you to understand is, so subsequently, after the last meeting, we learned that the school board doesn't operate like the city council. They can't. So the school board members cannot come up and make a motion and present a vote. I mean, they can't present the same way that we can, the way that you can come up to me and say, hey, we need to do this. Because they don't work the same way we do.
Madam President, that's not what I'm saying, but
But that's the reason. So us meeting with the school board would be to know what they know, because they can't do anything. The only person with the power to ask anything of the school board or to act is the superintendent, which is who we were meeting, the superintendent.
Madam President, I served under Billy Blackwell from 2012 to 2016. We had two joint school board meetings and council meetings, school board and the city council, joint, in the media room in Carroll High School. It was advertised, it was open to the public, even though no public really didn't show up for it, but they were open meetings. And that's the type of meetings we should have. All the board members were there from the school board, all the city council members were there. Now, how it was that we had it with Billy Blackwell as mayor and we can't do it now, I don't know. There was a problem somewhere. It wasn't for them to select, to tell us who to appoint to the board. I don't think that should be the case. I don't think any board is telling us who to appoint. But that seems to be the reason why it was tabled the last council meeting.
Well, so that we could find out, because you yourself said that you had some concerns.
Madam President, I have mentioned from the beginning of this term how periodically I've said that we should have some joint meetings. I had no concerns about making an appointment last council meeting to the school board. I was ready. I said I had my recommendation already submitted to y'all, so that was no problem there. That's why I voted no against tabling the appointment at the last council meeting, because I was ready. No concern.
It was the school board that made the request not to have a joint meeting for the simple reason they said no matter what we wanted them to do, they could not do it. They have two things they can do. They can hire and fire the CFO, and they can hire and fire the superintendent. Other than that, it has to come from a recommendation from the superintendent.
I was not advocating a joint meeting between the city council and the school board for the appointment of a school board member.
I'm saying anything. If we wanted to
But
tell
yeah,
them.
so this is the thing. So if we were to have an open meeting right now with the school board, we would be having a meeting saying, it's like when everyone has a meeting in there and the people in the audience are coming and saying stuff to us. We, as a board, can act on that. They don't function in the same way we do.
I have never said that. Madam President, if you notice across the years, I have asked for us to have joint meetings previously. The reason why we had them when Billy Blackwell was mayor was so that both of us, school board and the city council, could see what our needs were and work toward those common goals. That has nothing to do with board appointments. That's why I didn't see it even necessary to table the appointment of the school board last meeting.
I say, okay,
To me-
so you're having two different,
Yeah, I didn't see
which
it.
is fine,
I didn't see a
but
need
that's
to
the,
table it.
yeah, so, and that's
I
fine. You didn't
agree.
see a need to table it,
Yeah,
but
I
it was
agree.
tabled. And then, what I'm saying is from the information that I've learned, even though I understand we would like to be clear and we would like to be transparent, now that what we have learned about how the school board functions, what would be the point of having a meeting with the school board if the school board can't do anything?
Madam President, we can get a lot of time. We're both working toward the same goals on the sports complex. Working together,
The
you
school
can
board
accomplish
isn't the one who
more.
decides that, the superintendent is.
The school board would have to decide how much to appropriate if there was gonna be a bond issue.
The superintendent is the one who has to recommend that. That's what, from learning how it works, we would have to meet with the superintendent to get that, for him to persuade the board, or dissuade the board, or
Madam
that
President.
they can't come up and say, I think we should spend,
Well, when we had
X
those
million
joint
dollars.
meetings, I alluded to at Carroll High School, between the school board, the superintendent was present.
Well,
The
that
mayor
also
present.
was how many years ago, but the rules and laws have changed for all I know. I can't speak to what you did back then,
It has not
but all I
changed.
can do is speak to what I know now is how it works.
It has not changed.
Well,
We're not talking about
I'm just
meeting.
saying, what I know now is the reason that we didn't hold a joint meeting, because we found out that would be fruitless. We wouldn't be able to say, we aren't even able to say, well, we spoke with the school board and we think that this is we found out that us meeting with the school board wouldn't produce anything.
Well, let me ask you something, Madam President. Was it productive to have these serial meetings like you did with the school board?
One, I do not like you calling it a serial meeting, but
Well,
that's
all
what I
it is.
learned. I
That's all
learned
it is.
that the school board doesn't function that way.
That's what they're called.
No, because it wasn't somebody meeting with me and somebody meeting with him and somebody meeting with it. It wasn't even it was us finding out how everything worked. And I
was
did
told-
find out that the superintendent has an open invitation for you so that you can speak with him as
I
well.
was told it would be 2 council members and 2 school board members, and the mayor and the superintendent present for the meeting. That's what I was told.
Okay. And mine wasn't. Mine didn't have that. So.
One at the council.
Yeah, I only met with one school board member, and the school board member was very clear of, I'm just here, I can't make a motion, I can't do anything, I just want y'all to know that I'm just here.
I'll let you all look up that definition of a serial meeting. I'll let you look that up for yourself.
Okay. All right. So, anything else for you? Okay, Councilman Peralta.
Just update, Carroll High hired a new baseball coach, Sam Gilmer, and got a lot of good experience, and he's going to come in here, I think, help turn our baseball program around, so it's exciting news for that. Coach Gilmer coming on board with Carroll High School baseball.
Thank you. Councilwoman Harlow.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Okay. The only thing I have to say is Annie Junior at the Flower Center, those tickets are on sale, so you can get those and support the youth of our city. And please make sure that you do attend the Juneteenth celebration tomorrow. There's been a lot of planning going into it, and we want to recognize that. So at this time, I will, council members, do you believe that around 10 minutes would let you look at those I believe it's 4 names that are on, so that you can make your decision or motions based on that? You think that will give you enough time? Okay, thank you. I will start the next meeting in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Everybody left.
I'm still here.
There's 10 seconds. Get it, Jess. Come on.
Quick, everybody, come back in.
Look at that. Thanks, Chris. Okay, I call this meeting of the City Council of Ozark to order. We will open with a prayer led by Councilman Infinger and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mayor Anderson.
Yes, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for your love, mercy, and your grace, Lord. We just thank you for life itself, Lord. We thank you for looking over us each day and guarding us, Lord. Lord, yes, you be with this meeting, the decisions we make, Lord, if we can agree to disagree, Lord, if we, on the decisions we make, Lord, we can still live here and be friends, Lord. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. And Councilman Infinger, it's wonderful to have you here. And at this time, we will approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on June 4th, 2024. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move to approve the minutes from the June 4th, 2024 regular council meeting as presented.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on approving these minutes? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 4 is to set the agenda for this evening. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we set the agenda, adding good name and character to our executive session.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any further discussion on setting the agenda as amended? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item number 5 is a certified local government agreement. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we certify local government, approve the local government agreement with AHC and move for its approval.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion on approving this agreement? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 is the Ozark City Board of Education Board appointment. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we appoint Linda Hill to the Ozark City Board of Education.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Okay, with lack of a motion, motion fails. Do we have any other motions?
Madam President, I move that we appoint Lynn Stafford to the Ozark City Board of Education.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Okay, motion fails for lack of a second. Do we have any other motions?
Madam President, I move that we nominate Tamika Vincent to the Board of Education.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion on this board appointment? All in favor of appointing Tamika Vincent to the Board of Education? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I abstain. Because I don't know the person.
Okay.
I thought we said last meeting.
Yeah, we
had
said we
voted.
can't wait.
I can abstain. I think that's under Robert's rules of order.
Okay, so it's fine, Motion passes. Give me just a moment, I'm getting my
We
notes.
didn't change the ordinance, is what I was hearing last meeting.
Yes.
And so I guess until such time as we do that, we can continue to abstain.
Yes, so it's A, B.
I disagree, but
So we have changed the ordinance.
But it passes anyway.
yeah, it has to.
Madam President, my understanding of changing the ordinance, it was to change it so that a recognition of an illegal vote under the ethics law, you would not have to vote on that if it puts you in a position of compromise under the ethics law. That's the only thing. If y'all need something else in there, let me know.
Thank you. Sorry, it's taking me just a moment to write my notes. Okay. So item number 7 is a memorandum of understanding with Dale Medical Center. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I introduce, is it a resolution?
We just,
A memorandum of understanding. Can I just lump them all together?
That would be fine with me.
Okay, Madam President, I introduce a memorandum of understanding with Dale Medical Center, DeVita, Ozark Dialysis, Providence Assisted Living, Oakview Manor, and Oakview Health and Rehab. And move for its approval.
It's not Oakview Health.
It says Ozark Health and Rehab.
You said Oakview Health and Rehab.
Excuse me, I misspoke. Oakview Manor, Ozark Health and Rehab.
There we go. Okay, so I do have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any further discussion on approving the memorandums of understanding for 5 entities? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. So that takes care of items 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Item 12 is a job description for a sports and grounds manager. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I'm going to include these 3 on that as well.
3 or 4?
Let's see, 4 of them, excuse me. For the job description for sports ground manager, job description for maintenance supervisor, job description for athletic coordinator, and job description for athletic supervisor. I move for its approval.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any further discussion on these 4 job descriptions, on approving these 4 job descriptions? All in favor of passing the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 16 is an executive session for pending or threatened litigation and good name and character. What are the wishes of the council?
Madam President, I move that we enter into executive session for pending or threatening litigation and good name and character.
Thank you. I do have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion on moving into executive session? I will ask our attorney to go in there with us.
And Madam President, I believe it would be prudent to invite Heather Jordan and Chris Peters.
Okay. Okay, then I invite our clerk and Heather Jordan as well. I forgot your actual title, HR and personnel. Yes, we just a personnel coordinator, that's the. So at this time, we will move into executive session. At this time, we do not believe we will have any further. Oh, we will have to act on one thing afterwards.
Bye, be safe, be nice. Remember, we all have to shop at Walmart tomorrow. I never know. Are we fighting? Are we laughing? Brenda, I'm telling you, if you just vote to adjourn, I'm gonna be very upset. Because I've just been here waiting just to make sure that we're all still friends tomorrow.
That's always going on.
Preacher, you be like,
What? I heard my name.
I said you're gonna be like.
Oh man. Well, I already sent the other hop to go get the riot gear, so we're good.
Okay, at this time, I would entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
I move that we come out of the executive session.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of moving out of session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so with no further business, I'll go to final comments from the mayor.
Y'all brought up aircraft, I want to tell you a little story. Sunday, there was a pilot that got in trouble because of the weather. So he sits down at Ozark Airport, and somebody called me and wanted to know, could he get in that big hangar temporarily? Very nice plane. I said, no, you got to contact the guy that has the hangar for minutes. So anyway, he knew him, he called him, and he wound up putting his aircraft in there with that other one, I don't know what it was. But anyway, my point in telling you that is, this is a big-time operator in the aviation world, so he got to see how accessible our airport is.
Good, good. Thank you, Mayor.
That's all I got.
Councilman Indiana? Councilman Jackson?
Yes, we appointed Mark Lewis to the airport board, and no sooner than we appointed him, he told me that he was making the meetings, a few meetings there. All of a sudden, the board decided to change the time of the board meetings. So now he can no longer make the meetings. Now, I'd like to see the mayor,
Wait a minute, let me correct
There's
that.
more information to that.
okay,
Adrian Holman is the chairman of that board. Adrian had requested a couple of meetings be changed because he was coming from Florida.
okay.
And they honored that. Didn't realize it was an issue for Lewis. But that has been addressed
Okay, well, that's good.
and have told Adrian we need to leave the meeting set at the same time, so that has been.
That's good, as long as it's been addressed.
It's been addressed.
I didn't know it was addressed.
It was-
It's good to keep us informed, that way.
Mr. Lewis was notified
That
too.
way, it's good to keep us informed, that way we know. And I would not have had to bring it up if I had only been informed that it had been addressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Peralta?
Nothing.
Councilwoman Harlan?
No, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I'm not a councilman,
You're
but
fine.
just FYI, budget. I would like to possibly look at your calendars and kind of do like we did last year and have the budget meeting, a little bit before, the city council meeting. I'd like to do that on July the 16th, if y'all are okay with that. We'll vote on it next week. And if we can't do it the 16th, we can still do it August the 2nd because we're a little bit ahead of
I'm
schedule.
getting a shade out.
What is the
I would
16th?
rather do it on the 16th and the 2nd because that's going to be like the Friday before school starts.
Okay.
When you say the 16th, you're
July.
talking proposing 4 o'clock on the 16th?
Yes.
Something of that nature?
If everybody's good. Depends on how much y'all want to talk at that meeting. So we can do it at 4:30 or 4.
So we would just make a motion at the next meeting that the budget presentation would happen at 4. Okay, so with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I hate you.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on adjourning? All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
You have to buy me one.